Welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're heading into the world of indie bookstores, specifically their websites.
Sounds interesting.
It is. We'll be looking at an article from Site Design and Know You, a web design company. It's called Essential Features for Engaging and Profitable Independent Bookstore Websites.
Okay, so, they probably want to sell you a website by the end.
Yeah, maybe. But, I think there are some real gems of advice here regardless. Plus, I think this deep dive is relevant to anyone interested in book selling, small businesses in general, or even just online community building.
I can see that. Where do we start?
Well, the article kicks off with the importance of eye-catching book listings. It's like when you walk into a physical bookstore.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You're drawn to those displays the way the books are arranged.
Exactly. It's got to be visually appealing, and the article really drives home that a website needs to replicate that.
So, more than just, slapping a book cover on there.
Way more.
Yeah.
Think high-quality images, detailed descriptions, not just the blurb on the back. Clear pricing is key, too.
Makes sense. What about organization? Like finding books by genre or author?
That's where genre categorization and filters come in. Imagine trying to find, say, historical fiction set in Australia, but you're wading through tons of other genres.
Oof, frustrating. Good filters would be a lifesaver.
Totally. Helps people find what they want. They're more likely to buy, less likely to just bounce off the site.
Keeps them happy and coming back.
Exactly. Okay, next up is seamless online shopping. What makes a checkout experience truly seamless for, say, an independent bookstore's website?
Well, first off, it has to be super easy to use, like those one-click checkouts you see on the big sites.
Yeah.
Independent bookstores can learn from that.
Yeah.
Make it easy to add to cart, complete the purchase, and payment options. Got to have a bunch.
Oh, yeah. Not everyone's using the same thing.
Exactly. Like Apple Pay, maybe even those buy now, pay later services.
Really widens the customer base. But it's not just about convenience, right? What about security?
Oh, absolutely crucial. Customers have to trust that their info's safe.
You're not going to hand over your credit card if the site looks dodgy.
No way.
So we've got beautiful book listings, easy checkout, and it's all secure. But a website can be way more than just a place to buy. This article then goes into how bookstores can make their sites community hubs.
I love that.
Huh.
Bookstores have always been about more than just buying books.
Right, like they're cultural centers. They host author readings, workshops, book clubs. All these things bring people together.
And promoting those events on the website just makes sense.
It's community outreach right there on your site. And the article even specifically mentions Logan in Australia.
Oh, interesting. So this applies globally then.
Seems like it. Small town or big city, it's about connecting with people.
Love it.
Okay, let's move on to authentic staff recommendations. This one is all about adding that personal touch.
It's that feeling you get when you chat with the staff at a bookstore, They give you recommendations, you talk about books. It's special.
And the article compares it to that sign you always see. Can't find it, ask a bookseller.
Yeah. Brings that human element online.
So how can a website really showcase staff recommendations well?
Well, they could have a dedicated staff picks section, maybe with little blurbs, or create lists like our favorite Australian authors or something.
It's like your own personal book concierge.
Yeah.
And you discover new books, connect with the staff.
Totally. Builds trust.
Mm.
Algorithms on the big sites can only do so much.
Right. They might suggest based on what you've bought before, but it's not the same.
It's missing that personal touch, that sense of discovery you get from a real human recommendation.
It's funny, as we're talking about staff recommendations, I'm realizing they're not just good for, new customers.
Right.
Yeah, but also for keeping your regulars engaged.
100%. Think about it. You're a regular at a bookstore. You love the staff.
Yeah.
You browse all the time. And then you go on their website, and bam, there's a whole section of things they think you'll love.
It's like they curated it just for you.
It is. It's a little piece of that bookstore experience, but, you can access it anytime.
Even if you're busy, can't always make it to the store.
Exactly. Keeps you connected.
And discovering new stuff. It's all about community. Speaking of which, the article also talks about engaging blog content. I feel like this is where a bookstore can really let its personality shine through.
Definitely. A blog is such a great way to, share your insights, start discussions, become a thought leader.
What kind of content are we talking about specifically?
Oh, it could be anything. Book reviews, author interviews, curated reading lists, like
Hmm.
books to read this winter or something.
Yeah.
Or even guest posts from local writers. Like, imagine a post discussing the latest winner of, say, the Miles Franklin Award.
Ooh, that would get people talking.
For sure. It's like a virtual book club. Keeps people coming back to the website, even if they're not necessarily buying something right then.
It's about that ongoing relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fostering a love of reading. And the beauty of a blog is you can get creative. Video interviews, maybe even a podcast.
Oh, I love that. Incorporating different media keeps it fresh. Something I've been thinking about as we talk about all these strategies, what about sustainability? Like, how do these ideas stay relevant as tech keeps changing?
That's a good question. The article doesn't really go there, but
Yeah.
I think we'll see even more focus on making things personal and interactive.
How so?
Well, imagine like virtual book clubs on the website where you can chat with other readers, maybe even the author,
Whoa.
or like augmented reality stuff,
Yep.
where you can basically browse the bookstore from your phone.
Oh, wow. See the shelves, like a
Yeah.
360 view?
Yeah, and maybe even interact with like virtual booksellers.
That's wild. It's bringing that physical bookstore magic online.
Right, and I think indie bookstores are perfect for that.
Yeah.
They already have that strong community vibe.
We've covered a lot in this deep dive, from, those eye-catching book listings to, like, the future of online book selling. But I want to touch on something you mentioned earlier, the fact that these strategies can be applied more broadly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's not just for bookstores, right?
Not at all. It's for any business that's about building relationships, having a community, showing off their personality.
So it's not just about selling, it's about the whole experience.
It is, whether you're a local bakery, a nonprofit, an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think, how can I bring my values to life online?
Like a bakery could have video tutorials for their sourdough bread.
Yes. Or a nonprofit could have a blog series sharing stories of the people they help.
It's about using your website to tell your story.
To connect.
Yeah.
And to create something that feels real.
Yeah.
Engaging.
I'm honestly seeing my own website in a whole new light now.
That's great. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
It's about finding your own voice, what makes you passionate,
Mm-hmm.
inviting people to join you on the journey.
Love that. Okay, so for everyone listening, whether you've got a business or are just starting out, your website is way more than just a shop window. It's a reflection of you, your values, your community. So make it count.
Absolutely.
So we're wrapping up our deep dive into these indie bookstore websites. I'm really curious. What's your final thought on all this? What's the big takeaway?
That's a good one. Okay, imagine this. A world where every small business, every little shop, every creator, put as much care into their online presence as these bookstores do.
Whoa, I like that. What would that even look like?
Well, websites wouldn't just be like digital shops. They'd be these vibrant places, full of personality, real expertise, not just like marketing copy.
No more boring templates.
Exactly. You'd get amazing stories, beautiful images, and you'd really feel like you knew the people behind it all.
It's like that feeling when you walk into your favorite local store. The owner knows your name, remembers what you like.
Yes, that personal touch. What if every website could give you that?
This deep dive has really changed how I see things. Like, I'm looking at my own website totally differently now.
That's awesome. And remember, it's not about being perfect.
Yeah.
Or copying someone else.
Right.
It's finding your own voice.
Yeah.
Sharing your passion, letting people be part of your journey.
That's such great advice. So everyone listening, whether you're running a business or just starting to think about one, your website, it's not just a storefront. It's you, your values, your community. It's worth putting in the effort,
Right.
Make it count.
Beautifully said. I think that's a perfect place to end this deep dive. Thanks for joining us. We hope you found it insightful, maybe even a little inspiring.
And until next time, happy reading, everyone.